What's up, everybody? This is Showtime Fight Phone, where we talk all things fights. I'm your boy, Josh Showtime. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. Today, I honestly have the potential, there's a potential that I will get my heart broken probably more than I've ever had in any fight that's ever existed in my life. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, my heart is on the line. I am nervous, I'm sad, I'm all these things because this is something that realistically in planet Earth, it's obvious what we know is gonna happen. But there's just this possibility of something fluke happening that could completely just change your worldview. Like, it's disgusting, and I'm already upset that this, I wanted this, I called this for years, and now it's happening, and now I'm a little annoyed at myself because now I get what I want. And that is Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul. That fight is finally going down. It's a fight that people have been but people have been mentioning for a year now, and it's finally happening. One, respect to Jake Paul. I have nothing but respect for you as a fighter, challenging yourself. People want to say, well, fight a real boxer, this, that, and the third. This man started boxing in his early 20s, not a boxer, not at all, and then went into the ring with a person who never boxed as well and has gradually, literally stepped up in competition each time. Like, doesn't have an amateur background, none whatsoever, and he's challenging himself. Can't hate on that. I honestly have nothing but respect, even if I don't agree and think you're lame for a lot of other stuff. But when it comes to that, like, bro, like, you keep doing what you're doing, I respect it. And now he's fighting one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, in Anderson Silva. Like, one of my favorite fighters of all time, Anderson Silva. And we got everything we genuinely wanted, except for the fact that Anderson Silva is older and washed. But we got somebody that's his size, that technically is a little bigger than him actually, and someone who's experienced in boxing. Anderson has boxed for 20 years. Someone that has the threat of actually being able to knock him out. Anderson Silva can knock out Jake Paul easily. I mean, it's so many avenues to sit here and say this is an easy freaking dub for Anderson Silva. It's so many avenues because there's so many different ways Anderson Silva can win. So many different ways. He's a switch fighter. He can fight. He's a natural southpaw, which is another reason why you would say he lose. But he can also switch to conventional and still be able to box well. The guy has phenomenal head movement. He quotes Bruce Lee a lot. You could tell that that's a lot of his inspiration with a lot of his footwork and his head movement. I mean, it's a very tough matchup for Jake Paul no matter what. Like, I don't care if you train with pro boxers. Yes, you think Anderson Silva's training with. You don't think he trained with pro boxers? Like, of course he has. And not to mention, he beat Julio Cesar Chavez, who is a pro boxer. You know, sure, he's disgraced and everybody hates him, this, that, and the third, but still a boxer, nonetheless, a world champion boxer, nonetheless. I mean, the reason why, like I said, my stomach is tied up in knots just because, realistically, I wasn't that impressed with him knocking out Ben Askren, because I can honestly outstrike Ben Askren on the feet. He's ass. I mean, him knocking out Nate Robinson, did you see that fight? It was awful. Like, yeah, of course he knocked him out. He ran right into the punch. The Tyron Woodley knockout opened my eyes to not the fact that he's a good boxer, because he's still not. Like, really, if you saw both Tyron Woodley fights, they both were terrible. Especially that second fight. It was the worst, one of the worst boxing matches I've ever seen until the knockout. But the one thing that knockout showed me was that Jake Paul does have knockout power. Like, genuinely, he can knock you the hell out. Like, he knocked the hell out of Tyron Woodley. I never in a million years would have thought that Tyron would have got slept like that. Tyron he don't get slept like that. I told you, he got knocked out one time, and that was by like elbows, like from freaking Nate Marquardt. That's it. So for him to be able to do that, that was impressive. Now, yes, he's still bigger than Tyron. Yes, Tyron's still not active. Tyron was also tired. He also literally put his hand down and ate that punch, but he got set up from that punch. Will he be able to set that same shot up with Anderson Silva? No, I don't think so. He's too crafty for that. But who's to sit here and say that he doesn't catch Anderson? Let me plead a case for Jake Paul being able to win. There's only one way he can win, and that's through knockout. He's not outboxing Anderson Silva, and I think even he knows that, which is why he keeps saying he's going for the knockout. That's the only way he's beating Anderson, is literally it. He might be quicker than Anderson. He might have quicker hands right now. I'm not saying prime, whatever. He might have quicker hands than Anderson. Anderson does get hit. His reflexes are slower. He's not the same fighter he was 10 years ago. So yes, he's hittable. He has been hit. Who's to say that he can't land that one same shot that hit Tyron? That same shot that hit Tyron could definitely knock out for Anderson Silva. But like I said, I don't think he'll be able to get in that same manner because I think Silva's a too crafty. Who's to say that Silva doesn't play around too much like he has before and get caught? I mean, Chris Weidman caught him for the same stuff, playing around. You know, then I wouldn't even say necessarily playing around because yes, it's playing around, but that's how he sets up his shots, and also that's how he emasculates his people, making them feel less confident. I know Anderson does this thing where he likes to get punched, where he's like, okay, punch me, whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, I like to eat your punches. Who's to say he don't do that, and then Jake Paul actually clips him with something really nice and then drop him? I think he also did that with Bisping. I think Bisping caught him because he had his hands down, and he was like, I can eat your punches. He did it, got caught, got dropped. It's possible. Now, if Anderson comes in there serious, but still calculated, when I say serious, I'm not saying that he's not able to do his head movement and not being able to bait him in. I'm just saying he's taking it a little bit more serious than just like, no, go ahead, punch me in the face. I don't care. Ooh, ooh, yeah, you punch me again. Like, that I don't want to see. But if he comes in there focused, being able to do his typical footwork, switching stances, being able to use his youth against him, yes, Anderson should win. Anderson can knock him out. Anderson can outbox him. Easy money. Anderson can hurt him very badly. And I've seen enough clips of him recently to still say that he still is quick, still has hands. I've seen enough of him in his last fight to know that he still packs power. So this is a tough fight for Jake. I can't pick Jake Paul just because I've seen too much of Anderson, and I have not seen enough of good tape of Jake Paul for me to sit here and say that he can win. He doesn't last long in these fights. He gets tired very quickly. You get tired versus Anderson Silva and you're relying on one shot, you will get knocked out. Simple and plain. So, I mean, I'm gonna know everything I need to know about this fight within the first 2 rounds. If I see Jake Paul trying to outbox, he's just gonna lose a decision, and which might be smarter for him. But if he goes in there trying to go for the knockout, I see him getting knocked out. I see him getting his clock clean, straight. And if he does get the knockout, once again, I gotta give him his respect. I gotta give him his props. I mean, I don't expect him to win, and I don't see how he can win. It's just very tough challenge for him to win. Like, you guys want to discredit him being 47, but Anderson Silva is still far better, far more technical, far more skilled, and more experienced than Jake Paul. So we'll see how it goes. If he knocks out one of my favorite fighters ever, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna sleep for 3 days. I'm probably just gonna be in there and I'm getting married next week, so I can't have this. Hey, Anderson Silva, do what you do best, okay? And that is put on a performance and also get the finish. And we can move on, and then Jake Paul can start fighting more of these celebrity fights and stop trying to fight these real boxers. So, you know, that's my prediction. That's how I see the fight going. I would love to hear what you guys think. And I love the fact that, once again, he's fighting somebody that's southpaw. If you ever boxed, you ever done any kind of mixed martial arts, fighting a person that's southpaw is completely different. And it's weird. Like, they can hit you sometimes and you don't expect them to hit you or be able to hit you, just because it's literally like fighting in the mirror in a way. Like, it's weird. And then you're fighting somebody that's longer than you, got longer arms, that packs just as much power as you, that's more seasoned. And one thing we gotta like really understand, unless Jake Paul's on the highest grade of drugs ever, which is possible, but I'm not saying he is, the factor of fighting Anderson Silva is still a thing. He is a fan of Anderson Silva. He took pictures, him and his brother has pictures when they were kids with Anderson, which means one thing, they know who the hell he is. And you're gonna say, what's the big deal about that? Bro, if you don't think that he's gonna be shitting bricks, nervous as a mug, just because he's fighting literally somebody he looked up to or somebody he looked at when he was young and saying, I'm about to get in the same ring as this dude, yeah, bro, that's a nerve-wracking thing. It's not like Logan Paul fight Floyd where you have literally a whole 100 pounds. No, it's not the same. This guy is your size. And we just seen him fight somebody and drop somebody earlier. So it's a very, like I said, I have utmost respect for him taking this fight. Hopefully they both make some really good money. And yeah, I don't really like the fact how expensive it is, but I understand it. And then also the fight before that too, I just want to talk about Uriah Hall versus Le'Veon Bell. Hilarious, can't wait to see it. I'm putting all my money on Uriah Hall. Le'Veon Bell knocked out Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is not Uriah Hall. Good luck, buddy. I know it's only 4 rounds though, so he has a really good chance of not getting knocked out, but he should get hurt pretty badly because Uriah Hall does have hands, he is experienced, and at the end of the day, like, there's levels to this ish. But we'll see, because Le'Veon is athletic. But like I said earlier, tell me what you guys think, man. Make sure you comment, share it as well. And as always, be blessed, y'all.